I'm Dr. Scott Saunders, and this is everything you need to know about fat in 5 minutes. I call this the 12 myths of fat. Number 1, exercise makes you skinny. The reality of exercise is, for a 150-pound person, you would have to run a 6-minute mile for 30 miles to burn 1 pound of fat. How long does it take to put on that pound of fat? You're not going to get skinny by doing exercise. Number 2, low-fat diets produce weight loss. When people eat low-fat diets, they tend to eat more carbohydrates. More carbohydrates cause you to make more insulin. More insulin tells your body, hold on to more fat. So you're going to get fat by eating low fat, and that's essentially what we've seen over the last several decades. Number 3, low thyroid causes obesity. So many people come into the office saying, it's my thyroid. It's not your thyroid. Actually, very rarely does low thyroid cause obesity. Number 4, don't look at the scale. I have a lot of people saying, I can't look at the scale. But the reality is, if you're driving and you don't have a speedometer, you don't know how fast you're going. You need to look at the scale every day. The more frequently you look at the scale, the better off you'll be. Number 5, diet pills lower fat. Actually, diet pills cause you to be less hungry, so you eat less. That's why people lose weight on diet pills. As soon as you stop taking the diet pills, what happens? You get more hungry, so you actually gain weight an average of 4 pounds more than you started with. That's why diet pills don't work. Number 6, a good diet solves obesity. So many people say, well, I only eat good food. I eat fresh food and healthy food and organic food. But if you're eating too much, you're still going to gain weight. Number 7, thin people have more willpower. That's not quite true. Actually, it's not willpower. Thin people are just not as hungry. They eat less, and that's really all there is to it. Number 8, fasting is bad for you. We were told this in medical school. Oh, fasting is horrible. But the reality is there is nothing better for your health than fasting. As a matter of fact, it will not only lower your weight, it lowers your insulin resistance, prevents diabetes and heart disease and cancer. It is the single best thing you could do. Number 9, healthy food is expensive. In reality, if you're eating out at restaurants don't give you healthy food, even if they're called healthy restaurants. The packaged foods that you're eating, that's not cheap either. If you're eating less of healthy foods, you're going to be better nourished and be healthier, and it's less expensive, actually. Number 10, you can eat anything you want and still lose weight. This is the big myth about all the magazines. You look on the covers of all the magazines, eat anything you want and still lose weight. And that is so not true. If you ever see that, turn around and run. It's never true. Number 11, I don't eat much. How many people come into my office saying, I don't eat anything and I still gain weight? The reality is, no matter what you're eating, you can't compare to somebody else. If you're gaining weight, you're eating too much, period. If you're losing weight, you're not eating enough. That's how you can judge how much you need to eat is by whether you're gaining or losing weight. And number 12, surgery is the best option. The reality of this, surgery is not the best option. What do they do with surgery? They take your stomach and they shrink it down to about a half a cup. I had one patient who said, well, if that's true, then I could just eat half-cup meals and I would still lose weight. Absolutely, and she did, and she was healthy. Because the other thing they do with surgery is they bypass your intestines so you can't absorb nutrients. And so what happens? People who do this get nutrient deficient. It is not healthy. Now you know the reality about the 12 myths of fat.